here quickly. First pitch was 332. Let me know when we're up. Bouncing ball to Charles again. Flip and 2 down. Now batting the first baseman, number 23, Noah Lieb. Okay, hello again, everybody. We're here at Nicolay Field for the game between the Adrian College Bulldogs and the Denison Big Red. Denison comes into the game having won 2 games this weekend. They are the undefeated team. Adrian 1-1 coming in on the weekend. The Bulldogs having taken down North Carolina or North Central on Friday, and then dropping a game to Baldwin Wallace yesterday. So we are 2 outs into the game. It's 3-0 to the batter, Nick Lieb, or Noah Lieb, I should say. And Noah takes a strike to make it 3-1. The first 2 batters bounced the ball to second baseman Jacob Charles, and he retired both of them. And now Lieb takes a walk and becomes the first base runner of the game for either team. Now batting the right fielder, number 8, Jake Welsh. So that'll bring up Jake Welsh to bat. He's playing right field today. We'll run down these lineups for you as we can. Leading off for Denison was left fielder Eric Colasso. As the first pitch to Welsh is a ball. The designated hitter Jack Ludy was second. Lieb was third. He just walked. And now Jake Welsh, the 4-hitter, is in right field. That pitch is low for a ball. Cade Nowak is batting 5th. Playing third base, batting 6th, the shortstop Owen Wilson. Batting in the 7th spot is Eric Sundgren. He's the center fielder. And we get a bouncing ball to Bruder, who flips to Charles, and the inning is over. So we'll finish that lineup when we return. But right for now, we'll tell you that the first inning, there were no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. And the score after a half inning is Denison 0, and your Bulldogs are coming to bat. Number 17, Ryan Davis. A.J. Miranda, the first baseman, is at the 4 spot. And that one's fouled off, or did it hit him? I guess it hit him. So Jacob will run down to first base. And the 5th spot today is designated hitter number 20, Teddy Wagner. Batting 6 is center fielder Joe Cassell. He's wearing number 10. Easton Rogers is in left. Zach Wade is the catcher. And Travis Lifford is batting 9th and playing a right field. Now batting the shortstop, number 5, Nick Bruder. And the final member of the Bulldogs starting lineup is pitcher Jackson Clark, who's navigated one good inning as he mowed down Denison, and a ball is going to get a trip to the mound by the coaching staff. All right, the confab is broken up, and here we go. And here comes the pitch. It's fouled away off the net as Bruder comes up swinging here. Bulldogs with a runner at first after the hit batsman of Jacob Charles. As I said, Brian Davis is on deck for Adrian. And the left-hander delivers. Bruder bunts the ball. He bunts it very hard, and it goes foul. I think that's good news for the Bulldogs because that one was hit so hard that they would have easily got Charles at second base. 1-2 now. Bruder standing in. Pitch inside for a ball. It is now 2-2. That is the pitch on the off the outside corner, so it is now a full count. Let's keep an eye on Charles, see if maybe if he is running here in this 3-2 situation. And here's the deliver. There he goes. Fly ball, right field, going back for it. And it's going to be at the wall, and it's going to be caught, and Charles will have to retreat as Jake Welsh runs that one down. Bruder gave it a decent ride out there. The wind was affecting it, and I kind of hung up there in the sky a little too long, and so he might have been robbed of a extra base hit there. I'll bring up Ryan Davis. Davis, the third baseman, and that one also hits Davis. That one actually grazed his back and went behind him. And so the Bulldogs now quickly with runners at first and second. The batter is first baseman number 30, A.J. Miranda. Miranda fouls off the first pitch. So the Bulldogs mounting a threat here in the first inning. They've got Charles at second, Davis at first, Pitch on the inside corner for strike 2 to A.J. Miranda. There's just one out. As we are just underway here at Nicolay Field. A lone fan out in center field. Sitting on the hill. He represents the bleacher crowd this afternoon. Everybody else is huddled together under blankets, sleeping bags. It is a chilly afternoon. There's a throw to second base, and Charles is picked off. He's called out. And that excites the Denison fans. And so now the threat is reduced as Miranda, or I should say Ryan Davis, is the only runner left on first base, and Miranda with 2 strikes on him. Here there are 2 out. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out, and just that quickly the Bulldogs are out of the inning with no runs. They get no runs. There were no hits, just 2 hits batsmen, and 1 was left after the pickoff of Charles. And so at the end of 1, our score remains 0-0, and we'll be back with second inning action after we pause for this. You're watching Adrian College Baseball. Number 2 here at Nicolay Field as Cade Nowick steps in, takes the ball down low on the opening pitch. There's a drive deep to center field. Going over for it is Casal. He will make the play. And there's 1 out. Now batting shortstop number 21, Owen Wilson. Owen Wilson coming up to bat here. Takes the ball 1. Here comes Jackson's second delivery. That one is smashed and it's past Bruder into left field. And that will be the first hit for the Big Red this afternoon. Now batting center fielder number 12, Eric Sundgren. So 1 on, 1 out. Again, the Big Red got runner on via the walk in the first inning. So that being the first hit of the day for either team, as Adrian's 2 runners were both beamed to get on. A little bit of wildness from each starter, but so far they are unscathed out there. Bulldogs wearing their gold jerseys this afternoon. The gold lettering and the black pants. There's a pop-up over by third base. Davis giving chase, but he will watch it land somewhere out on Highway 223. There's a bouncer foul. As the ball rolls over towards the Denison dugout. And it's now 1-2 to the center fielder, Eric Sundgren. Bulldogs playing Sundgren around right field here. Shortstop Bruder is almost directly behind the bag. Here's the pitch, bouncing ball. That's going to go right to Jacob Charles. He's going to go to Bruder for one, and that's all they'll get. Not hit hard enough to be a double play ball, but a nice play by Charles to get the lead runner. And that'll bring up Cole Raven. Now batting the catcher, number 32, Cole Raven. So credit Sundgren with a fielder's choice there. And so far today, Jacob Charles has been a busy man down there at second base. That is the third ground out to second today. He's also got a put out on the fielder's choice, which was grounded by Bruder. There's another one headed at him, but it's over his head. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Casal will get the ball in quickly. And the Big Red are now in business with runners at first and third as they try to get a bit of a two-out rally here. Now batting the second baseman, number 25, Alex Vasquez. So Vasquez, the number 9 hitter in the Big Red lineup, up to bat, takes a strike that busts over the outside corner. Here's the pitch, down low for a ball. And we've got a timeout here. And I think this has to do with the fact that on the original lineup card, or in a different jersey, Vasquez is wearing number 1, and they put that on the lineup card. And he's actually wearing number 25, but per the rules of baseball, as long as the proper batter is on the lineup card, the number change can be made. So it was good for Coach Rainey. Asked just what was going on there, but all is well. Here's the pitch. It was he showed bunt, but he took it for a strike, and now it's 1-2. That pitch is outside. The runner takes off for second. And he's at second now. Count is 2-2. 2 out. That leaves a empty base, but I'm sure that Jackson Clark would like to get Vasquez here right now. And here's the 2-2 delivery, and it is smacked out to left field, and somehow it managed to hit the half a foot of foul territory out there. You do not see that often here at Nicolay Field, a ball hit into the corner that ends up foul. It's like I say, it's literally 1 foot from the line down there. So Vasquez lives for another at bat, or another pitch rather. here in this at bat. 2-2. Count remains. Bouncing ball up the middle. Bruder comes over, makes the play. Long throw, can't get him. It gets by Miranda, and the runs will score. Oh, too bad. Bruder made a fine play to get him, and he just could not make the throw straight enough. And Miranda stayed on the bag as long as he could. And therefore, the ball kind of got away from him as it popped out of his glove, and now it's a 2-0 ball game. Better's left fielder number 5, Eric Colasso. That would have been a big out for the Bulldogs. That ball's low to Colasso. Colasso hit the ball hard, but right at Charles his first time up. And now he's getting a second chance here in the third. Here's a pop-up. Everyone chasing after it. Here comes Lifford, and he catches it. A nice catch there. As he reached over the fence and caught the foul fly, and Colasso is retired. So, as it turns out, the Big Red get 2 runs on 2 hits. That was an unearned run, as the error allows the 2 runs to score. They leave a man, and at the end of an inning and a half, Denison leads it 2-0. We'll be back with more. You're on ACTV. You're watching Adrian College Baseball. For Denison in the top half of the second, they get 2 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 Bulldog error, and 1 was left on base. Leading off for the Bulldogs in the bottom of the second is designated hitter number 20, Teddy Wagner. All right, we're back here at Nicolay Field. Bulldogs batting in the bottom of the second. They are facing the left-handed throwing George V. Brock. And George's first pitch is a ball. He struggled with his control in inning number 1, hitting 2 batters. But he got a big pickoff of Jacob Charles at second base that kind of squashed that threat. There's a strike to Teddy. Teddy in the designated hitter slot today. And he's looking for the Bulldogs' first hit of the afternoon. There's a smash down the third base line. Bounding ball down the line in right. They were playing him, or I should say, down the line into left as they were playing him to pull the ball to right, and that ends up being a single for Teddy Wagner, the first hit of the day for the Bulldogs. Now batting the center fielder, number 10, Joe Cassell. There's a bunt attempt by Cassell. He kind of went right through that one, so it's a strike one to Cassell. Swing and a miss. Cassell was not cheated on that one. So Cassell's bunted and miss, swung and miss. Let's see if he can put the ball in play here. Try and move Teddy Wagner up a little bit here. The catcher sets up way outside, and they throw a perfect strike into the left-hand batter's box. Never really understood throwing a ball that far outside with 2 strikes on a guy, because no one would swing at that, you would think. Here's the pitch. There's a smash. Cassell banks that one into right field, and suddenly the Bulldogs once again have runners at first and second. Let's see if they can get them home this time, as Easton Rogers getting ready to step up. Now batting the left fielder, number 26, Easton Rogers. Pitch is inside for a ball to start off Easton Rogers. That pitch is a fastball in for a strike. 1-1. At the stand at the plate, there's a drive deep into right field, going over for it as well. She keeps going, gets over his head. It bounces off the comfort in sign, and this will be a long, long single because the runners had to hold. And so Teddy Wagner only gets to third. So that is a break. So that's 3 straight hits, and it'll bring up Zach Wade. Now batting the catcher, number 13, Zach Wade. Here's the pitch to Wade, and caught the corner there. Wade, who crowds the plate, step back there, but when you realize how close he is to the plate, it could still be a strike. There's another one right there. Those have been 2 perfect on the black inside strikes to Wade with the bases loaded. Still nobody out. And they have Wagner at third, Cassell at second, and Rogers at first. They are itching to come home and maybe tie this game. Swing and a miss. And Wade goes down on 3 straight pitches. I'll tell you, that was a great pitching sequence there by Dienbrock. The batter's right fielder, number 1, Travis Lifford. Swing and a miss. Lifford has a bright orange bat. Looks almost like one of those foam bats that little kids get. It's bright orange. Bases loaded. Here's the one strike pitch and right down. I tell you, since the bases got loaded, Wienbrock, who has struggled with his control throughout the first couple innings, has thrown 5 straight strikes right where you'd want them to be. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Lifford, and that one bounces in there. A nice stop by the catcher, Raven. Goes to block it again. We've seen a lot of good catching here at this tournament. Guys block the ball very well, giving their pitchers confidence to throw a pitch like that. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Lifford, and that one almost hit him. Lifford just got out of the way of that pitch. So that'll make it 2-2. Bases loaded. Bulldogs barking to come home here. 2-2 on the way. Strike 3 down the middle. So Wienbrock has come up with a pair of strikeouts. And it'll be up to Jacob Charles. Now batting the second baseman, number 4, Jacob Charles. And that's a strike. Seven of the last 8 pitches have been strikes. And as I say, for a pitcher, almost perfect strikes. That one's inside. Bouncing ball off the bag at second base. It hits that bag. That's going to be a break for the Bulldogs as 2 runs are going to score. The ball hit the bag and took a hop into center field. And so that'll be a Jacob Charles 2 RBI single, scoring Wagner and Cassell, and suddenly the game is tied. Well, he got the ground ball he wanted, but it hit the base, and that's a big break for the Dogs. Now batting the shortstop, number 5, Nick Bruder. Here's the first pitch. That's a strike down low. And I have some good tidings for Bulldog fans from St. Louis, Missouri, as the Adrian College Women's Division I ACHA team has just won the national championship. That is by a score of 4-1 over Minot State. And that is the first women's national championship of any kind here at Adrian College. However, it is the second one of the week because the men's ACHA Division I team won their national championship game in St. Louis on Tuesday. That was their third of program history. And the ladies' championship is the 8th hockey championship for the Bulldogs in their program history throughout the NCAA and ACHA teams. So congratulations to them. We'll tell you a little bit more about that as Bruder strikes out to end the inning. But the Bulldogs get 2 runs on 4 hits, and they leave a pair. And at the end of 2 complete, our score is Adrian College 2 and Denison 2. And we'll be back with more after we pause for this. You're watching ACTV and Adrian College Baseball. Leading off for Denison at the top of the third is designated hitter number 11, Jack Luty. All right, Jack Luty stepping in. He takes a strike on the first pitch as we're tied up once again. And we move to the third inning. There's a pitch that's outside for a ball. A little bit more about the game in the national championship game, in that women's game. The Bulldogs get 2 goals. Here's a smash to Miranda at first. He will easily beat Luty to the bag. And there's 1 down. Now batting the first baseman, number 23, Noah Lee. The Bulldogs get 2 goals from Macy Pache and 2 from Tyler Turnbull for their 4 goals. And Chloe Burt was in net for the Bulldogs and allowed just the 1 goal in the second period, which at the time tied the game at 1-1. But she shut them out the rest of the way. And again, congratulations to Carter Clark and all the girls for winning that championship. And as I said, that is the 8th championship and throughout all the teams for Adrian College hockey. We have the Division III men's team won 3 championships. And now the ACHA Division I men's team has won 3 championships. As this pitch is down low to Lieb. And of course, we 2 years ago won the NCAA men's national championship. And we lost in the championship game a year ago in overtime as a bouncer to Charles is out number 2. And of course, the men won last night against St. Norbert, so they are headed to the Final Four once again in Connecticut on Thursday. Now batting the right fielder, number 8, Jake Welsh. So congratulations to all our hockey teams. Hopefully the men can bring home a 3rd championship next weekend. There's a ball outside. Of course, the NCAA women's team lost a heartbreaker in the national semifinal on Friday. Here's the pitch. High for a ball, in which they lost to Wisconsin River Falls, who scored with under 2 minutes to go to earn the 1-goal victory. Well, Welsh takes his base, and Denison has the first runner of the inning. Now batting third baseman, number 13, Cade Nowick. So Nowick, first ball hitting, hits a fly ball. It's deep to right. Going back is Lifford. He is not going to, he's not going to get it. And the ball comes in, and that will be a 3-base hit. That's another one of these jet stream fly balls that just take off on you, and you just never get far enough to the right. It always goes over their head, and we've seen that multiple times, and that ends up being a triple for Nowick, and once again, Denison is in the lead. Now batting the shortstop, number 21, Owen Wilson. First pitch to Wilson is a strike. There's a bounding smash to third baseman Ryan Davis, and that will end the inning, but not until a run crosses the plate on the triple by Nowak, scoring Welsh. Again, that walk hurts the Bulldogs' effort, as those walks always seem to somehow find a way to get home. So, 1 run on 1 hit There was no errors, and 1 was left. At the end of 2.5, the score is now Denison 3 and Adrian College 2. We'll see if the Bulldogs can get something going on their own here in the bottom of the third when we return. You're watching Adrian College Baseball here on ACTV. That's awesome. Two national titles in a week. Let's make it 3. Leading off for the Bulldogs in the bottom of the third is third baseman number 17, Ryan Davis. All right, Ryan Davis stepping in here for Adrian to lead off the third inning. The first pitch is outside for a ball. Davis is another one who crowds that plate. He has more of a open stance as he takes a strike on the inside corner. But he's got that back foot right on the line, both vertically and horizontally in that batter's box. Here's the pitch, swung on, popped up. That's going to go out of play. Sailing over the picnic porch there, and it's 1-2. Davis batting in the 3-hole, leading off here. He'll be followed by Miranda and Wagner, the 4 and 5 hitters. Here's the pitch, swung on, fouled away. The pitcher, George Wiedbrock, he has kind of a closed stance too, where he tries to kind of hide the ball by putting his front foot well forward of his back foot. Here's the pitch, that's smashed into left field. Davis got all of that, and we have a runner to start the third inning. Now batting, first baseman number 30, A.J. Miranda. The sunshine has kind of come back here at Nicolay Field, and I must tell you that is extremely welcome as the first pitch to Miranda floats across the plate for strike 1. We've kind of seen all kinds of weather patterns here today. In that first game, it started out, it was pretty clear, and then it got overcast, and now the clouds breaking up a little bit, and the sun comes back out. There's a pitch that's wide. And it's 1-1. One delivery popped up, and that will, of course, sail out of play. And that's one of the advantages to the hitters here at Nicolay Field. Again, it's a spacious ballpark, but you hardly ever foul out with the small amount of foul territory that this park provides. Here's the pitch on the outside corner, and he catches him looking. Miranda, I'm not sure totally agrees with that call, but it makes no matter. Now batting the designated hitter number 20, Teddy Wagner. Pitches wide for a ball and a stolen base. Well, maybe not. They say he got him on the way by, and so Davis is caught, and they get a caught stealing there. That's a great play by Owen Wilson to get a piece of Davis as he went by. The throw was not on the money. And so the Bulldogs find themselves with nobody on and 2 out. And that's a strike to Wagner. That was one of those that broke really late. And so by the time it got to the catcher's mitt, it looked really wide, but here's the pitch, swing and a miss. And it's 1-2. And Wagner takes a big cut, and that will end the inning as chalk up 2 strikeouts for the pitcher George Wiedbrock, and at the end of 3 complete innings of play, as the Bulldogs get just the 1 hit and have nobody left in the 3rd, our score as we move to the 4th inning, it's Denison 3 and Adrian 2. For the Bulldogs in the bottom of the 3rd, they get no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors, and no one was left on base. Leading off for Denison is center fielder number 12, Eric Sundgren. Now batting the catcher, number 32, Cole Raven. So Sundgren pops out to left as Easton Rogers squeezes that pop up. And now Cole Raven will bat. Raven has a big hit in this game. Here's a bunt down the 3rd base line. Davis fields it neatly and guns him out. Now batting the second baseman, number 25, Alex Vasquez. So 2 quick outs here for Jackson Clark. He pumps the fastball in for a strike. There's a curveball, swing and a miss for strike 2. And he's got Vasquez in a bit of a hole here. And there's the ball. Bouncing ball to Miranda. He gloves it and will step on the bag, and the Big Red go 1, 2, 3 in inning number 4. So nothing across for Denison. And we'll go to the bottom of the 4th when we return. You're watching Adrian College Baseball on ACTV. Leading off for Adrian in the bottom of the fourth is center fielder number 10, Joe Casale. All right, Joe Casale stepping up here to lead off the fourth inning. Bulldogs down a run here. And they're going to try and get something going as Casale takes a curveball in for a strike. Pitch is a ball. There's a bounding ball to second base. And that's going to be a base hit because even if the second baseman Vasquez could have fielded that ball cleanly, he had no one to throw it to. As the first baseman was gone and the pitcher was not over there. So that'll be a second hit of the day for Joe Casale. And once again, the Bulldogs have put the lead runner on base. That is the fourth time today they've done that. Batter is left fielder number 26, Easton Rogers. And I tell you, if they can continue that trend all season, they are going to have a big year here because that leads to a lot of big innings when you can get that leadoff man on. Easton Rogers here watches one go down. Easton had a single to right his last time. Bulldogs now with 6 hits. And 4 of them have been from the 5 spot on down. There's a throw over to first base. They're going to keep an eye on Casale. There's a drive to center field. Going back on it is Sundgren, and he finally tracks it down. Again, when that ball was first hit, Sundgren pretty much thought it was right at him, and then he had to have quite a run before he was able to flag it down. Now batting the catcher number 13, Zach Wade. So Wade now comes up to bat as Sundgren shades him a little bit to left field. He takes a strike on the opening pitch. Yeah, Rogers just didn't quite get all of that ball, or that could have been trouble for Denison. Got it just a little too high in the air. Let the wind play with it. And the wind, while it does pose a serious problem for the fielders, a ball like that does get knocked down by the wind as it's a crosswind from left field towards right field. And I think that's what kind of happened to Miranda. There will be days this spring and summer where that ball would have been out of here, but not today. There's a swing and a miss as Zach Wade does a little fishing that time on a pitch that was way outside the zone. And there are 2 down. Now batting the right fielder number 1, Travis Lifford. So it's up to Travis Lifford. Travis struck out looking in his first at bat. And a very sharp breaking curveball. Pitch is high for a ball. Make it 1-0. Throw over to first base. Not in time. Bulldogs 2 runs came in on a 2 RBI single by Jacob Charles that was hit straight up the mound. There's a pickoff move. Casal going, and that will end the inning with a 1-3-6 putout. And Joe Casal is, I think, asking for like a balk there because he's definitely having a rather lengthy conversation with the umpire. But the inning is over. So for the Bulldogs, even though they get a leadoff single, they have no runs, no hit, one hit, and no errors, and no one left on base. We'll be back with more as we move to the middle of this contest after we pause for this. You're watching Adrian College Baseball. For Adrian in the bottom of the fourth, they get no runs on one hit. There were no errors, and no one was left on base. Leading off for Denison in the top of the fifth is left fielder number 5, Eric Colasso. And Eric Colasso stands in and rips one foul over the grandstand. Down low for a ball, 1-1. There's a smash to Bruder at short. He loves it, throws across the diamond in time for the out. Although Colasso made that a pretty close play, but Bruder did just get him. That's one of the beauties of baseball, and 90 feet. Now batting the designated hitter, number 11, Jack Ludi. If the base were only 89 feet, he'd be safe. 91, he'd be out by a lot. As Ludi fouls one off. 2 strikes to the designated hitter from Denison. And there's a breaking ball on the outside for a ball, making it 1-2. Bulldogs have 2 runs on 6 hits, and they've made 1 error. While Denison has 3 runs, and they've only had 3 hits today. That's where we're at as we move to the middle of the contest here in the 5th inning. 2-2 pitch on the way, swung on and drilled to Casal and right. He will put the brakes on and glove it for out number 2. Now batting the first baseman, number 23, Noah Lieb. Pitch bounces in the dirt. And that one's outside, making it 2-1 to Lieb. Lieb has walked and grounded to second this afternoon. Swinging a foul tip. That one hit Wade back there. one's down low. Looking ahead at the Bulldogs schedule here coming up in the next week. They are slated to go take on Heidelberg on Wednesday as the Student Princes host the Bulldogs, and that's strike three right down the middle, and the inning is over. So he gets him on a called strike. Leave is out, and nothing across for the Big Red of Denison in the fifth. We'll go to the bottom of the fifth as we've reached the halfway mark of today's second game, and we'll be back with more. Our score once again is Denison 3 and Adrian College 2. Leading off for the Bulldogs in the bottom of the fifth is right fielder number 6, Travis Lifford. All right, we're back here for the bottom of the fifth, and with Casal getting picked off there to end the fourth inning, Lifford was left at the plate, so he will lead off. Of course, the count is erased, and here's the pitch outside to Lifford for a ball. As I said, the Bulldogs have had 4 consecutive leadoff men get on. And they sure would like Lifford to be able to do it here as he takes ball 2. Because he, of course, being in the 9 spot, would bring up the top of the order with the man on base if he could accomplish that goal. Here's the pitch, swung on, bounding chopper down to third. And it's foul. Nice play by the masked man in the third base coaching box. Here's Lifford on the way. He hits one foul out there. And so the 2-2 delivery to Lifford is on the corner for a strike. And these hitters are not totally agreeing with the somewhat generous strike zone. Leading off the batter is second baseman number 4, Jacob Charles. But it is consistent, and you need to get up there and start swinging the bat. That's just way you have to adjust. And we touched on the Bulldogs' upcoming schedule. Let's kind of try to finish with that thought. Like I said, they're playing at Heidelberg on Wednesday. That game will be a 3 o'clock game. And then Friday, they will have a single game in Springfield, Ohio against Wittenberg before they return home to take on Wittenberg in a doubleheader on Saturday. That one's starting at 1 o'clock here at Nicolay Field. That'll be their next Nicolay Field appearance. And there's another strike on the inside corner. And after that, Tuesday, they will play Mount Union here at Nicolay Field. And then on Friday will be the MIAA opener against Alma. Swing and a miss by Charles. That's going to be a key opening series for the Bulldogs with a single game here on Friday and a doubleheader Saturday in Alma. Alma, one of the teams in the MIAA tournament last year, as this ball is hit to medium deep left field by Charles, and he's out number 2. Now batting the shortstop, number 5, Nick Bruder. The St. Alma threw a big wrench in the MIAA tournament last year, taking out Hope and Kalamazoo. And the Bulldogs snuck in there and won that last year. So Bulldogs, the reigning tournament champions. Kalamazoo, the reigning regular season kingpin. And I'm sure those 3 teams will be in the running this year as well. (3-0), the count on Nick Bruder. He has Ryan Davis waiting on deck. The Bulldogs going 1-2 here in this inning as Bruder takes a strike. And this first inning, they did not have a runner leadoff batter reach a base. There's a pitch, line drive, base hit. That's going to get up the gap. That could be extra bases. He's going to, however, hold as a nice play out there by Welch to flag that one down. Bruder decides to stay at first and give Ryan Davis a chance to knock him in. Now batting third baseman number 17, Ryan Davis. There's a strike on the outside corner to Davis. It's again with Bruder at first base. He keeps that first baseman stuck on the bag. They want to play Davis to pull, and that's why, because he is out in front of that breaking ball. Lines it into the fence. What it does create is a big hole on the left side of the infield. But this is a spot where I think Davis is going to try and get the extra base hit as they throw over to first base. As the snowflakes begin to fall once again here at Nicolay Field. And over to first again. It's been a cold, chilly day. Again, the snow, not enough to stick at all, but there's the strikeout for the end of the inning of Davis. So the Bulldogs get no runs in the 5th inning on 1 hit. There were no errors, and 1 was left on base. So at the end of 5 complete, it's still a very competitive 3-2 ball game. And Denison will come up for their half of the 6th when we return here on ACTV. Leading off for Denison in the top half of the sixth inning is right fielder number 8, Jake Welsh. The pitch is outside for ball 2. There's a strike. And Jackson delivers through the snowflakes that are falling a little harder now. And there's a breaking ball for a strike to run the count full. And so we'll be expecting a payoff pitch here from Jackson. That one is somewhat golfed into the fence over there on the first base line. Here's a fly ball to right. Lifford going back, and he gloves it, and there's one away here in the sixth. Now batting, third baseman, number 13, Cade Nowick. Here's the opening pitch to Nowick, right down Woodward. Bounding smash foul. The first base coach from Denison chooses to not make an attempt at that one. Here's the pitch, bounding ball to Bruder. He's up with it, throws across the diamond, and there's quickly 2 away. Now batting the shortstop, number 21, Owen Wilson. So, coaching staff wants to have a little bit of a chat with Owen. I think they're trying to get their pitcher a little bit of rest there, as the first 2 outs have happened rather quickly. So they may be discussing some kind of strategy, or they just may be talking about the directions for the trip home after this game. And discussing the current snowfall here at Nicolay Field. First pitch is a strike as Jackson breaks off a nice curveball there for strike number 1. There's a bouncing ball right at Charles. Jacob gloves it, throws him out, and it's 1-2-3 for the Big Red in inning number 6. Nothing across. We go to the bottom of the 6th. The Bulldogs need some instant runs as they trail by a score of 3-2. We'll be back in just a moment. Who was 16? Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. A change in the Denison lineup. Now pitching for the Big Red is number 16, Manny Nager. Nager in place of George Vibrock. Leading off for the Bulldogs in the bottom of the 6th inning is first baseman number 30, A.J. Miranda. All right, we're back here for the 6th inning. And the big surprise here to start the 6th is the Big Red have a new pitcher as they are replacing George Vibrock, who was pretty much in charge out there on the mound this afternoon. And their new pitcher is a young man named Manny Nager. And he's a right-hander as Miranda fouls one off to stay alive. But if it were not for a bounding ball that hit second base and turned into a hit, a 2 RBI single for Charles as Nager strikes out his first batter, and A.J. Miranda. He would have had a shutout through 5 innings, but as it stands, batter is designated hitter number 20, Teddy Wagner. As it stands, he could be the winning pitcher if Denison can hold this lead. Teddy Wagner's got a base hit and a strikeout in his 2 trips. And he is being played around well to right field. Second baseman is deep in the outfield, or where the outfield normally would be. And that pitch is outside. Third baseman's at kind of a normal spot, but the shortstop is just left of the bag, so he's pulled around. Outfield a little more straight up, however. Here's the pitch, way outside. That will entice no one to swing right there, because you would need one of those pole vaulting poles to reach that one. Here's the 2-2 on the way. Bounding ball to first base. This will be gloved by Noah Lieb, and he will step on the bag for out number 2. And now batting the center fielder number 10, Joe Cassell. First pitch to Cassell is on the corner for a strike. Swing and a miss by Cassell. That one's way outside. Cassell with a big smile on his face. Just to tell the catcher, you can't fool me with that one. There's the pitch. Fooled him with that one, though, because that one went right down Broadway, and he is out on strikes. He busted that one over the inside of the plate, and Cassell will take a walk back to his position in right field as the Bulldogs go 1, 2, 3 in the 6th. We move to the 7th, and our score remains 3-2. in favor of the Big Red. We'll be back in just a moment. Leading off for Denison in the top of the seventh is center fielder number 12, Eric Sundgren. Eric Sundgren leading off, takes a strike on the first pitch. And this one he is way out in front. And he might have put that one in the large pond in the sidewalk of the hitting facility. Here's the bounding ball. It's off Charles, and he will not be able to come up with a play, and that will be, I believe, the second error of the day on the Bulldogs. As Jacob be the first one to tell you that he should have had that ball. Jackson Clark working quickly. Here's a bunt right back at him. He's going to go right to first base and get the out. Now batting second baseman number 25, Alex Vasquez. So Alex Vasquez is up to bat with a runner at second. Denison trying to add to their lead here. And Denison has won both games they've played here in the Adrian Classic. And they're looking to get out of the weekend with a sweep. But they have found a formidable opponent here in Adrian College today. Here's the pitch, swung on, bounding ball. Bruder comes over. He gloves it on the high hop and throws to first base as Sundgren moves to third. Now batting the left fielder, number 5, Eric Colasso. So, runner now at third, 2 out. And Colasso, the batter, as he is out number 2 in the inning, is Vasquez. And here's the pitch on the outside corner, 1-1, as the wind blows off Clark's hat. 2-0. Here's the pitch, swung on, bounding, base hit to left, and that will score that run. So that'll be an unearned run after the error, but it will be an RBI for Colasso. Now batting designated hitter number 11, Jack Ludy. And it also shows the importance of the sacrifice bunt by Cole Raven in getting the runner moved ahead. So Coach Craig Rainey comes out and wants to talk to, well, he's going to do very little talking. He's going to bring in a new pitcher here as Jackson Clark leaves the game, but fine effort by Clark today. He goes 6 2/3. He allows just the 4 runs, and with this Denison team who has pretty much racked every pitcher they faced these first 2 games, this is one of the more impressive outings of the event. So we'll be back with the new pitcher after we pause for this. You're watching Adrian College Baseball. Our score is now 4-2 in favor of Denison. this? Lincoln Lipinski. Ladies and gentlemen, now pitching for Adrian College is number 21, Lincoln Lipinski. Lipinski in place of Jackson Clark. All right, we're back here, and Lincoln Lipinski has taken over for Jackson Clark on the mound. And he had a pretty quick move over there to start his mound work. And his first pitch is a strike on the outside corner for strike one. He is facing Jack Ludy, who has grounded to second and hit a grounder to first base and line to right today. So he's 0 for 3, although he's hit the ball well in all 3 at-bats. Well, he has nothing to show for it. Here's the pitch. That one gets away and hits the umpire, and they throw down to second base, and he's out. Oh, the Bulldogs get a break there as Wade throws a strike to Bruder after the ball hit the umpire and bounced right back to him. That's just a good break for the Bulldogs as Colasso is gunned out and caught stealing. And that will end the top half of the 7th. So we'll take a 7th inning stretch here at Nicolay Field. Our score at the end of 6 1/2, it's Denison 4 and the Bulldogs 2. And we'll see if the Bulldogs can rally here in these final 3 innings and catch them. Leading off for the Bulldogs is left fielder number 26, Easton Rogers. All right, we move to the bottom of the 7th. Time for a Bulldog rally. Although they were able to do very little in the first inning off the new pitcher, Manny Nager. We'll see what Rogers can do. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball to center field. That's going to send him on his horse. That's carrying. That one is not coming back. Oh, that ball just took off with the wind. Sundgren, I think, originally thought he was going to make that catch rather easily and then just watched it float out of the stadium for an Easton Rogers home run. So that's a big way to get off the 7th inning. Started off with a home run. So the Denison lead is back to 1. As we have timeout going on here a little bit. As Rogers circled the bases. The batter is catcher number 13, Zach Wade. So an instant rally for the Bulldogs of 1 run on the home run by Easton Rogers. Here's Wade. He smacks one into the dugout. That scrambled the Big Red sitting in their dugout. Again, they had to move quickly, which is hard on a day when you're this cold, especially if you've been sitting there. There's a pop-up by Wade. That's going to be put away by Welsh. And there's one down. Now pinch batting for the Bulldogs is number 1, Phil Villardo.
Here we go, Cat! Let's go, Cat. Let's go, baby.
All right, Phil Villardo is pinch hitting for the Bulldogs. He fouls the first one off. Trying to get something going here. There's a smash down the
battle now, one battle.
Third base line. Pitch is outside for a ball, making it 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So Villardo goes down on 4 pitches. And there are 2 away. Better second baseman, Jacob Charles. Charles watches the first pitch go right down Broadway. Which is a ball, and it's 1-1. Yeah, with the new pitch clock, there's no dilly-dallying around out there on the mound. You got to get that ball and get your sign and get it to home base. Here's the pitch outside for a ball. And it's now 3-1 to Charles. Three-one delivery, base hit. Well, no, it's going to be caught. As I thought, sure, that'd be a base hit, but as I looked up, I found that Welsh was playing way in. A dangerous spot for the right fielder on a day with this kind of wind, so it does work out for Denison there. So the Bulldogs are out in the 7th inning, but they do get 1 run on the home run by Easton Rogers to lead it off, and they crawl back within 1 as it's now 4-3 going into the top of the 8th inning. We'll be back with that 8th inning when we return after this. You're watching Adrian College Baseball on ACTV.
Lincoln Hayward's going to right field. Number 11. In the 9 hole for us.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now playing right field for the Bulldogs is number 11, Lincoln Hayward. Hayward enters the game for the pinch hitter, Phil Villardo. Leading off for Denison in the top of the 8th inning is designated hitter number 11, Jack Luty. All right, here we go. Top of the 8th inning, we have a new right fielder. He is Lincoln Hayward. And he is jumping up and down out there in right field to get warmed up as he's now standing in a wind tunnel. And here's a pop-up by the leadoff hitter, Luty, and it's going to fall in front of Easton Rogers, and it's going to be a double. Well, I think because the umpire got knocked down, and there was no one there at second base to make the call. So it's going to go as a double as the weather conditions get worse by the minute. And now we're going to have a trip out for Coach Ray to ask just what happened on that. And the ball landed. As we look back to second base, we saw the umpire lying on the ground. And that meant that there was nobody there because the third base umpire was out calling it fair and making sure it wasn't caught. And as the proper rotation of the umpires, the home plate umpire was going to third just in case there was a play there. And the batter is first baseman Noah Lieb. Nick Bruder, I was going to say, is holding the runner on at second base. He's right behind him there. Maybe could sneak in, and there was a pickoff move. Want to keep Luty close to the bag. Here's the pop-up. Again, the Bulldogs getting that run back in the bottom of the 7th would sure like to keep the Big Red at 4-3 going into these last 2 innings. Pitch line to Bruder, and he will catch that little knuckleball off the bat of Noah Lieb. Now batting the right fielder, number 8, Jake Welch. So here comes Jake Welch. Welch has got a walk and a fielder's choice and a fly out to 9. On his day, here's the pitch, and he fouls that one off. Pitch high for a ball, makes it 1-1. One out here in the 8th. There's a curveball that's just high. Tell you the temperature has even dropped more in like the last 10-15 minutes here. There's a pitch wide. And the snow continues to fall. Hopefully this will be the last we see of snow this season. And the ball is fouled off. The wind continues to pick up. I think that was part of the problem there on Luty's ball is the wind. I think Easton kind of thought he was there to make the catch, and the wind just blew the ball away. And it just bounded in front of him because, again, it's knocking the ball down there in left field. Here comes Hayward over to the line, and that one's going to drop. That's going to be a run and probably a triple as Hayward had to dive for it. And a inside the wall triple for Welsh, scores another run. Now batting third baseman number 13, Cade Nowick. So Denison with a run and a runner at third. There's a curveball inside. This is kind of a tough inning for Lipinski. Here's the pitch, pop up. I mean, he's really kind of got these guys to do what he wanted them to. He's got a pop up and that not really well hit ball. He was way behind it. That just landed a foot inside the line down there. Here's the pitch. There's another pop up. Here comes Hayward again. He makes the grab, and here comes the runner to the plate. Good throw. Could he be? He is out. A perfect throw. Nails the runner at the plate as Welsh could not make it home, and the game is still on as the Bulldogs give up just the one run and get the double play. So they get one run on two hits. There were no errors, nobody left, and at the end of 7.5. It's now 5-3 Denison, and the Bulldogs will see what they can do in the way of a comeback when they start the 8th inning. We'll be back after this. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now pitching for Denison is number 7, Jack Rollo. Rollo in place of Manny Nager. Leading off for the Bulldogs in the bottom of the 8th inning is shortstop number 5, Nick Bruder. All right, we're back here for the bottom of the 8th as the Bulldogs bring up their 2, 3, and 4 hitters, and knowing that, the Big Red have went to a new pitcher, and they have brought on Jack Rollo here. And Rollo has 2 quick strikes on Bruder. And this one's way outside for a ball. Tell you, when the Big Red get ahead, they really go for the wide pitch to see if you'll chase it. There's a smash by Bruder and speared by the second baseman Vasquez. He dived to his left and made a awesome catch to start the 8th inning. Now batting third baseman number 17, Ryan Davis. Bruder was robbed there by Vasquez as the first pitch is a ball to Davis. They're playing Davis to pull. He swings and fouls it off. The first baseman, Davis hits a ground ball. It'll be a race to first base because he is playing so far over that he'll have a ways to go. There's a smash. This one right to Vasquez. He will throw over there and get the out. So Vasquez doing it all himself there in the 8th inning. Now batting first baseman, number 30, A.J. Miranda. 5-3 the score here. Denison, 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors. As first pitch to Miranda is a breaking ball for a strike. Bulldogs have 3 runs, 8 hits, and 2 errors. They've actually out-hit Denison today, but they have not been able to get the extra base hits that Denison has had today. Except, of course, for the home run by Easton Rogers last inning. Bulldogs got 2 runs in the second on 4 singles. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Davis, or to Miranda rather. And Rolo coming on here in the 8th inning. That's a breaking ball wide, making it 2-2. We'll see if he comes back out for a second inning, or if there is a closer afoot in the Denison bullpen. Miranda fouling it away, keeping the at-bat alive. It's going to get to the 6th pitch. Here's the delivery. That's a smash to short. No, it just got by him. I thought for just a second there we were going to be robbed twice, but Owen Wilson just got his glove on it, but it squirted into left field for the base hit. Now batting the designated hitter, number 20, Teddy Wagner. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now running at first base is number 27, Creighton Kern. Kern in place of A.J. Miranda. All right, Kern is in to run. Here's the pitch to Teddy Wagner. Bulldogs down 2, but with the brisk wind blowing out to right, if Teddy could get a hold of one here, he could tie it up. Kerry used to say, ooh, for a long one. That's what the Bulldogs are looking for right here. Here's the pitch. Swung on, spanked down the left field line. That was a wicked shot. And he just a bit behind it. And hopefully for their sake, there were no cars coming down 223 at that moment. Here's the pitch. There goes the runner. He steals. He's going down there, and he's out. And, there's going to be a dispute there because Creighton Kern cannot believe it. He says, I was not tagged, and to no avail, he is out. So that will end the 8th inning. And the score will remain 5-3. So we'll be back for the 9th inning after we pause for this. You're watching Adrian College Baseball. Leading off for Denison in the top of the ninth inning is shortstop number 21, Owen Wilson. All right, we go to the ninth here at Nicolay Field. First pitch is a strike to Owen Wilson. We have the next pitch outside for a ball is Lincoln Lipinski. Labors in inning number 3 for him. It's a pop-up, sailing out of play. She will take that back. He did face one hitter before that. Here's a bounding ball. Bruder, long throw, got him. So Wilson's retired, and that'll bring up the center fielder, Eric Sundgren. Now batting center fielder number 12, Eric Sundgren. First pitch is a ball outside to Sundgren, a left-hand batter against the right-handed stance of Lipinski. And Lipinski working him kind of careful here, trying to nibble at that corner, but both balls have been just wide. Here's the pitch. There's a third one. 3-0. Sundgren will be followed by Raven, and then if one of them gets on, it'll be Vasquez batting, and one of them gets on a 4-pitch walk. Now batting the catcher number 32, Cole Raven. Raven bunted his last time, was successful, and led to a run in the 7th inning. And here's a throw over to first base, so we'll see if Raven tries the same strategy this time. Bulldogs are kind of actually pretty deep. Here's the pitch. There's a strike, and no thought of bunting there. Charles is pulled around towards the bag. Here's the pitch, curveball, strike 2. So quickly up 0-2 on Raven. Oh, 2 pitch on the way, popped up in the air. Coming, it is center fielder Cassell. He makes the catch. Cassell had a pretty nice little fake there as he was acting like he didn't have the slightest clue where that ball was. And then at the last second just popped in and caught it as he was trying to get that runner to go. Now batting the second baseman, number 25, Alex Vasquez. Bruder was running out with his back to the play, and he would have had no chance to catch it. As the first pitch to Vasquez is a ball. I tell you, this is an important batter for Lipinski because he does not want to go to the top of the order if he can avoid it, especially with this being the 9th inning and the Bulldogs still down 2. He wants to hold them right there and give the Bulldogs a chance in the 9th. Here's the pitch on the way, up high for a ball. 2-0 to the big red second baseman. Lipinski now shaking off the signs of Wade and then throwing to first base. This gets him a new 22nd count here. Now he's on the rubber and then count begins. Comes to the set, he looks and throws. Strike on the outside corner. Oh, 2 balls and 1 strike now. Bulldogs do have somebody throwing. We can't tell who that is because he's still wearing a sweatshirt, and rightfully so. But hopefully Lipinski will be able to finish the inning on his own here. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the 9th inning. And the 2-2 pitch, he struck him out. He threw him a high fastball, and Vasquez went for it, and that ends the inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man was left. At the end of 8.5, we go to the bottom of the 9th. The Bulldogs' last chance will feature the middle of their lineup, Teddy Wagner, Joe Cassell, and Easton Rogers. And we'll be back to bring it all to you here on ACTV after we pause for this. All right, Teddy Wagner up to bat here to lead off the 9th inning. Here's a pitch, bounding ball to third, gloved over there, and the throw gets Wagner. A nice scoop that time by Lieb, as Novik's throw was kind of a skipper in there, and there's 1 down. Now batting center fielder number 10, Joe Cassell. Well, that'll bring up Cassell. He watches 1 go wide. And there's a base hit by Cassell. So Cassell keeps it alive. That brings the tying run to the plate. And that's important because that's Easton Rogers. And Easton Rogers last time belted a home run over the center field wall. Now batting the left fielder number 26, Easton Rogers. If he can do that again, we will have a tie ball game. So Rogers standing at the plate. And the delivery for a strike. Which is a ball, making it 1-1. Again, it's important that as that's strike 2, Cassell, I do not think will be doing anything at this point, knowing that he is not really that important. The important runner is Easton Rogers. 1 ball, 2 strikes, pitch outside for a ball. Fans get close, but that was really not close. Jack Rollo, the pitcher, is looking for his first save of the season. And he's got a 2-2 count on Rogers. That one's outside for ball 3. You can tell that the home run that Rogers hit, there you go, is in the forethought of Rollo's mind at this point. Rollo, the payoff pitch fouled off. Hit the catcher, grazed his helmet there. George V. Brock stands to win the game if Rollo can get the Bulldogs out. Here's the pitch, swung on, that one's fouled away. So, full count, throw over to first. That prolongs the tension here. There's the hit. It is going to be caught out there in center field. And there are 2 away. Now pinch batting is Brendan Wilson. Wolfen. All right, Brendan Wilson will be the pinch batter. He is a left-hand batter, and Denison wants to discuss this here. And so he is batting for the catcher, Wade. First pitch is a ball. Rollo comes to the set. He looks, checks the runner. Ball is hit. Fly ball, center field. Now the left fielder calls for it. He puts it away, and this ball game is over. So our final score here this afternoon is Denison 5 and Adrian 3. Denison comes out of the weekend with 3 big wins, and it's been a great weekend for them. Ends up 1 and 2 throughout the thing. So we will take a short break here, and then we'll come back for all the final totals after we pause for this. today's game. Ladies and gentlemen, your final line score for today for Denison, they had 5 runs on 6 hits. They made no errors and left 4 runners on base. For Adrian College, they had 3 runs on 10 hits. They made 2 errors and left 5 runners on base. The winning pitcher this afternoon for Denison is George V. Brock. He is now 2-0. Losing pitcher for Adrian College is Jackson Clark. And the save goes to Jack Rollo, his first of the season. Time of today's game was 2 hours and 10 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, Adrian College and Adrian College Baseball, thank you for your attendance here at today's game. We hope you'll join us many more times throughout the 2024 baseball season. And the Bulldogs' next home game will be next Saturday at 1 p.m. when they play a doubleheader against Wittenberg. Well, that'll do it here from Nicolay Field. The Bulldogs played a good game today. They got 10 hits. They out-hit the Big Red by 4. They had 10 hits where the Big Red had just the 6, but the Big Red get 5 runs, and they take this one 5-3. So good weekend of competition for the Bulldogs. Now they will continue their non-conference slate here for one more week, and they're getting ready for the MIAA season, which starts in 2 weeks. And we will be here to bring it all to you as the season goes along. So until then, this is Dave Van Giesen from beautiful Nicolay Field, frozen Nicolay Field, as the snow continues to fall here. And hopefully we'll have sunnier days in the future. Till then, this is Dave Van Giesen saying so long, everyone.
continue to take pride and learn from Asa Mahan's leadership today.